Greetings, family. Welcome to the Black Unity Conference Universal. As always, we are going to open in the name of the true and living God. He is known by many names. The Jews refer to him as Yahweh or Jehovah. The Christians refer to him as God Almighty and acknowledge his spirit in the man Isa, Yeshua, whom the Greeks called Jesus the Christ. We, the Muslims, are given in Surah 2, Ayat 285, to respect all of his servants and all of their books. In our Holy Quran, we are informed that all of the most beautiful names are his, all of them. Surah 20, Ayat 8, as also stated in the Bible. Book of Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 4 through 6. Now, there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all. The way you say the all that exists within all is Allah. So we thank Allah for his coming and for his breathing into man of his inspiration, thus making us into living souls, as mentioned in the Holy Quran, and eventually into quickening spirits, as written in the Bible. On that wise, we in the Nation of Islam, who are resurrected from mental and spiritual death and elevated in the glorious light of Islam that gives us life anew, acknowledge him and thank him for coming in the person of Master Wal-Istighfar Muhammad, and for his raising and sending us the glorious Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad in fulfillment of the revelations of both Bible and Holy Quran, which state that Al-Mahdi and Al-Masih, the Messiah, will be present in the judgment. We thank him also for returning as promised through his spirit of inspiration, our Ruh, the Holy Spirit of Truth, and Surah Muhammad the Select One, the Allah Master Jami, by whom we stand before you this day. And we welcome all of our family to proudly keep God at the center of their efforts in whatever righteous way they have learned. In the Holy Quran, Surah 2, Ayat 62, it says, the true Jews, the true Sabians, and the true Christians will all receive their reward with their Lord. So one of the strict rules in the Black Unity Conference Universal is no spiritual gangbanging. As we know historically, spiritual gangbanging is only the tactic of El Shaitan to divide us. Once we get El Shaitan out of our ears and out of our mix, we will realize much of what we confuse as differences is only in the way of terminology. So we don't hang our hats on what makes us different, yet embrace on what makes us the same. So let's get to the business at hand. Welcome to our weekly BUCU Community Zoom business meeting. As you know, BUCU stands for Black Unity Conference Universal. This is our weekly business meeting where we come together and share ideas, strategies, and steps towards actual business establishment in our communities. So today, we have the superstars of our community on the line, and we honor them for giving us their time today to share some steps that we can take to establish business for our family, community, and nation. One of the titles of our BUCU team organization is the Black Family Business Network, as we understand that all of God's creation should be recognized as one family, one community, and one nation. However, as we know, the devil and El Shaitan have been busy dividing people. So the Black Family Business Network is just one of the wings under the Black Unity Conference Universal to help our people establish business, specifically on how to get a business license, bonding and insurance, how to get a seller's permit, how to incorporate our ideas, how to get copyrights and trademarks, how to get government contracts, how to manufacture and market our ideas, and how to use networking to accelerate the promotion of our ideas. So without further ado, family, let's get to business at hand.
Greetings and welcome family back to our BUCU business meeting. My camera is not working yet. We're going to get that back up. We pray that everyone is having a blessed and beautiful day. And we are thankful to be here. Today is Tuesday, March the 24th of 2026. And today we will be discussing some of the updates and progress that everyone has been blessed to make in their ventures and the community work that you do, and as well our jewel of the month. So our jewel of the month this month is love, and love is defined as the living embodiment of the 12 jewels, a powerful force that permeates every aspect of our lives. and work. And we want to discuss today the power of using the love of our community, our love for one another to advance our work, be the root of everything that we do to ensure our success. But first, we want to hear some reports from everyone on the line, hear from you about the beautiful things you've been blessed to do, the progress you've been blessed to make, and how everyone on the line can support you, and any brief thoughts that you have on the Jewel of Love before we prayerfully have time to look at a clip that can spark further discussion about what we can do for our community. We do have some guests that we pray to get on the line to share with us more. For every Tuesday, we strive to have some guests. We are also live on Instagram and YouTube. And so if you want to point anyone to our Instagram or YouTube link, please do so. And we will begin. I see Uncle Hess with his hand up. So you can be our first report, Uncle Hess, if you can tell us how everything has been going with you, with the Indie Hookup, with Mama Carrie Cleveland, the progress that you've all been blessed to make, and how all of us can support you.
Echo.
Greetings to everyone. It's always a blessed day when I'm in the presence of loved ones and family.
That's right.
The last 2.5 weeks have been amazing for the growth of the BUCU family musical oneness.
Yes.
I was on late because I had to finish hearing the last song. Wait. But now is the time. Now that the music's up on the line, brother Slate Stone has really supported us. He's actually
Okay.
playing it right. Well, he played it about 3.5 hours ago. You
Okay.
know,
That's pretty good.
um, yeah, the word is out. We need to be ready. We need to all unite and focus on driving people to the website so they can see the merch.
Yes. That's right.
You know, in our meeting this morning, what Naru said, when we go out in numbers and wear the same thing, people
Mm-hmm.
ask questions. Um, I really liked how Sister Joy, I don't know if you guys know her really yet. I know for sure that you will. She
Okay.
kind of works along with Naru. I'm waiting
Mm.
for her to call me as we speak. She has this place called the Llama Lounge.
Okay.
I kind of like it. You know, I'm going to talk to her about that and a few other things. Doing some promotion for Auntie Francis's birthday. Mom and I met her Saturday with while we were out with Naru.
Okay.
And then what I touched on this morning also, it'll probably be like a short notice pop up, but
Mm-hmm.
my mom is going to be doing a record signing party within the next 2 months, and we could combine it with Buku, because my mom and I are Buku.
That's right.
So this would be a good way to get the music out.
Yeah.
I already talked to the record store. He said, soon as the vinyl pressing comes, we'll set a date.
Okay.
They'll have the Chronicle come and do an interview, and we'll have an interview with his show on the KPOO. Um, I believe May will be good, so we could work on that. But I really,
Okay.
since the music is out, you guys, um, it's on iHeart, please share the show. That's what we really need to do is share the show, let people hear the message.
Yeah.
And then another thing we all need to do when we do a post, hashtag BUCU family. If we
Yeah.
talked about that this morning, that way, when you do that, that'll put us all together.
Yeah.
sir.
And one more thing, y'all forgive me, I'm old. Uh, um, we have to start channeling people to the website,
Yeah.
get some more, have Amani get some more shirts up,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Bandcamp link. The album, y'all, oh my God. I've listened to it more times than all of y'all I know. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Man. The Naru's album and the Buku album is right now. It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
We should be twice as far by next week with
Yes, sir.
Naru's pictures of his event, throw
Mm-hmm.
in sprinkle in some of our old pictures, at like Liberation Park. It's time to show everybody what Buku can do and what
Yeah.
Buku is about.
Yeah.
We outside, y'all. It's time to be
Yes,
outside.
For sure.
Um, Forgive me for rambling, but it's really important that we get the census out there. We need to get it off the ground. Now,
Yeah.
my part about love, y'all, that's my favorite
Mm-hmm.
subject. I have built an empire on love.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No little, I'm on a fixed income. I'm on a fixed
Mm.
income, and that means a broke income. I
Mhm.
make I make 75% less per month than I did when I was working.
Mm.
But the things I have done for my mom and the indie hookup has come out of love.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You could pay somebody to do something for you, but if they offer,
Yes.
I guarantee you that offer is going to come out much better
Yeah.
than paying someone. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
look at Naru family member. I can't think of his name right now. The one that mastered and mixed everything. He did
Mm-hmm.
that. He did that
Bars.
for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
The other brother.
Look, see, you can't think of his name either, huh?
I don't know why I wanted to say Quentin. No, not Quentin.
I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it.
Okay.
But and then us here,
Quentin or Quincy, one of the two.
one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And then us here, the love we have for each other. I know I see y'all more, because of the meetings, and I know Brother Demise and Sister Africa are out in with boots on the ground. It still touches me when Answer Africa saw me ran across the street
Mm-hmm.
and helped me move people out the way. Now, that was love. She could have
Yeah.
stood there and waved, hey, but no, she made sure I got across the street. She
Yeah.
pushed people out the way.
Mhm.
That means a lot to me. Being used to being an independent person, and unfortunately, I got the cards I dealt with. But
Mm.
the love that we all have for each other, and the love I have for parents and this music.
Yeah.
I just did a post. It's not about the money. It's about sharing my family legacy, sharing the
Yeah.
BUCU legacy, sharing the
Yeah.
indie hookup legacy.
Yeah.
I see it, y'all. We've been
Yes, sir.
together what? About maybe 3
Going on
years?
30 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. And look at the miracles we did just from an
Mhm.
idea and just
Yeah.
tied up our shoes and start hitting the pavement.
Yeah.
I love what we doing, man.
Yeah.
You know, y'all, my family. I'm an only child. My mom is the only daughter from my grandfather, even though she's got brothers and sisters. But when you don't have the same parents, you get treated a little differently.
Mhm.
Y'all, her family, when she walk by the office and she hear y'all voice, she go, okay.
Mhm.
You know, if
Yeah.
she don't hear y'all for a while, she'll ask,
Mhm.
where the family?
Mhm.
You know, I told her that it was Answer One's birthday. Y'all, let's wish Answer One another happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the love that when I met y'all dad, when he came to my house, knocked on the door, Earl was trying to give me some money. And your dad say, Hess, no, let's do this together.
Mhm.
We've been rocking now for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I see the tunnel, y'all. I see it.
Mhm.
I see it. You know, when you in the car, you the last ones to see. You know, because you looking out,
Yeah.
people that are looking at you, they see it. And
Mhm.
more and more people are tapping me on the shoulder. They see what we doing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not physically on the streets, but I'm on the streets in this internet and
Yeah.
online. People talk to me. You
Mm.
know, yes, man, y'all killing, man. I love that. You know, so I didn't ran on for over 20 minutes. I'm gonna let somebody else talk.
Mhm.
But I love y'all. And
Yes.
I say that and I'm gonna keep saying that. I love y'all.
Yeah. We love you too,
Yeah.
Uncle Hess.
Much love for sure.
Yeah, we got some great things in the works for the future of BUCU. And also just, the work that we do in our community. Just like we're talking about love, we love our community, and that's why we put in the time and the passion and the energy to help our children and help our people to at least be able to make the right decisions as they continue to grow. So thank you, Uncle Hess. And yeah, we prayerfully will be having multiple events this year. And the record store pop-up might be one of them, along with some more. So, getting the music out and getting Buku space, our shirts and our logo and the work that we do out more and more. So all right, good teaching and great from everyone. Okay, so now we want to get some more reports from everyone on the line. We'll go to Answer Demise. Answer Demise, if you can share with us how this week has been for you, some of your goals for this next week coming up, and how everyone on the line can support you in your amazing efforts and the work that you do. We'll pass the line to Answer Demise. Okay, Answer Demise might be busy, so we'll come back to Answer Demise. We do see Imani Hanif on the line with us. Imani, if you can share with us how this week has been for you, some of the goals you've been blessed to accomplish. Oh, Answer Demise is back. We'll go to Imani in a minute. Answer Demise.
Sajalahu family.
Jalu.
Yeah, this seemed like it's Friday. It's a long week already. It's
Yeah.
been a lot. I've been up for a couple of days. I'm gonna keep this real short because I gotta go to a post in a little while. But yeah. So it's so much stuff that's going on in the world right now. we want to skip past the business part because the business part is still just waiting for the badge now. So all that's done. So we'll see what
Okay.
they say. Like I said, that's going a waiting game, but prayerfully it'll push through quickly. After that, though, on the topic of love, it's a whole process to the love thing right now, and it's really a test to see how much love you got for God, self, and and self-kind.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so, or if your love is a destructive love, which we see in an abusive mindset to be around an abuser and stay with an abuser, and someone that has not treated us right after 400 years of abuse and has treated our mothers, grandmothers, great grandfathers, you understand, you know the time picture there of
Yeah.
being treated a certain way, and we continue to love that abuser. And so we know, we see it personally in our own personal life, that it's easy to get caught up in a tragedy of love. And so there has to be some kind of mindset given, and that's that God mind. That's why, we say we stick with the God mind. No matter what you think you want to call that God, no matter what you think of God, you can come around and get some truth in all aspects and get with people that give you truth. And that's how we end up with these truth, love, happiness, all these things. All is one sentence, that we've been broke down into different topics. So I was speaking with some young brothers who they really feel like they don't got nobody in the world that love them, and they're living a destructive life. And the people around them scared of them, so they don't want to talk to them because they petrified, to even be around them at any given moment. Youngsters might explode and go crazy, and so I spoke with them, and as we spoke, what I really got out of a lot of what they were saying, it's not that they don't think nobody love them. It's that they don't think they can love nobody. They have a problem with giving love. They can take all day. They used to taking. But as far as being able to give love and have compassion for their brother, for the brothers that's next to them, for the aunties, the uncles, the nephews, the family members, the community that they live in, they want to escape that community to go live with the other abuser because they feel safer with those that have not been good to them. And so we come to that point where we're like, look, brother, I understand all of that. I've been exactly where you are as far as the way of being destructive to self. Most of us have, to a certain degree. And if we haven't, as brother he was saying that day, you go, hey, I got a brother and I'm close enough to listening to what he's saying, seeing what happened to him. I'm not blind, stupid, deaf, or dumb for the fact that I can see from example. I know if I see him over there and his leg is bleeding and his bones are sticking out, it hurt. I don't got to go over there and get my leg broke out and bleed with him to see if it's really hurt. I have an understanding that my brother is in pain. And so our brothers right now are living a life that they can't see what God can do for them, and it's hard to bring them to an understanding of what God really is already doing for them because they're still here. It's like, brother, you still here. No matter what, you still here. That's God giving you an opportunity, And if you're afraid, that a lot of brothers be afraid that if they start doing good, that, God will remove them. And it happens to a lot of brothers. You see a lot of brothers and sisters out here doing a lot of dirt, going through a lot of problems, and then they clean themselves up and they get themselves together and they start going to school and they in a position they gonna graduate or just graduate, and then they ascend from this position. And so a soldier's mindset is to tell them, yeah, that's good. That was God. And they like, how is that God? And so you have to really tell them, look, they was out here doing dirt. They was out here living a terrible life. They was really demonic. And they mindset, they spirit, and they soul, depending upon your religion, depending upon you got on the cross. So you say you're a Christian, stay with me and stay on it, because you say that, right? Okay, so what I'm telling you is God cleaned them up. God fixed it up so they didn't leave this particular realm in that demonic state. You know, he got them to a point where he like, all right, got you cleaned up, got you where you good. You know what I'm saying? Where your legacy isn't going to be that. You know, your legacy isn't going to be that drug addict. Your legacy isn't going to be that robber. Your legacy isn't going to be that, you see what I'm saying? That particular person, entity that you was being. So God moved all that. And so now people can say, man, she just graduated from school. He just got his GED, man. You know what I'm saying? He was striving, man. He was doing good. See, God, that's the God out there making sure that no matter what, you give him the opportunity, because the heaven really is how we think of people, that eternal life. As long as we alive, that person is alive with us, you know? And so I'll stop with, you know, we hear a lot of things, you know, we got all these artists that sing about love all the time, you know, from, you know, E40 and them, where they got love, you know, the L, the O, the V, the E, you know, you got KRS-One with the, you know, love's gonna get you. And then you got Tina Turner with the, what do love got to even do with it? You know, so everybody out here singing about love, and all of us be out here humming tunes. We love a love tune. You know, some of us want to walk around singing gangster songs. Oh, I'll blast you, kill you, smack you. You know, you want that Eminem mindset, you know, sell your mama down the stream. But most of the time you find yourself humming something pleasant, you know, something kind of toony good, you know. If you go to church, you find yourself humming a hymn. You know, you be out there, you got the whole gospel, you done broke down a whole, you know, Walter Hawkins song out there and be on. And so, you know, it's about spreading love. First you got to just accept it internally, accept it and respect it. Learn to respect love too, because a lot of times we can get love, but we don't really respect what love does for us. You know, we don't respect what the light do when the light is off. We show mad in the dark, bumbling over stuff. Oh, dang, my knee bang. Oh, my toe. Oh, I done banged my head. But turn on the light, and you don't be like, good. I'm so thankful I got light. You know what I mean? But see, that's love for you. You know when you don't got it, it's terrible. But when you do got it, respect it. Think about it. Thank Allah. Thank Yahweh. Thank Jehovah. Thank that God that you call that God, that being, that particular mindset, or even the energy. You don't believe in God. I just believe in energy. Well, thank that energy. That energy is positive love and not a negative love. You know, that's pretty much it. And so love, you know, Hess, I know that we love you, Hess, because you know, don't think of it as I'm getting old. Think of it as I'm being able to get more and more wisdom, time given to be able to give out the jewels that's inside of you for others, you know? And we taking them. Believe me, you dropping them as you walking along. We your brothers. We picking them up, putting them back in the bag for you. You know, making sure that when you get to your destination up here, we can give them out. Give them out. Give them to the people. You know, and you giving them to the people. So always remember that. Stay as young as you need to be. You know, the physical is one thing. Work with it. The mind is what it's about. The mind. You know, where your mind is, where your mind feel like it is, how old it feel like it is, that's where you are. So, you know, and as my friend always says to me, be true to thyself. You know? All right, so Jalu.
Yes, sir. Sajalahu. Good teaching. Good teaching. That's the beauty of the topic being love this month, is we want to redefine it. The world's definition of love that has conditioned our people is a messed up idea, and it makes our people stay in situations that are bad for them, think that they love something that's bad for them. shun things that are good, shun change. It's just so much that comes with being conditioned to think love is just something as simple as a feeling, or something that just simply makes you feel good, or just something romantic between a man and a woman. And so we want to evolve it into something so much bigger. And it's similar to people's idea of God. They only think of God as something that is good. But I think something that really stands out is that when Nipsey Hussle unfortunately passed, it was really like a big impact on the community. And I remember talking to my mom about it, and I was like, he's been doing so much good stuff. And then she just reminded us that while he did a lot of great things, later in his life, he did participate in harmful activities. And we don't know how far he went in those harmful activities. But regardless, you have to, that stuff comes back on you. So was he able to balance the scales? Is what he did later in his life significant enough to balance the scales for the things that he even admits he participated in? And so people think that just because you do one good thing, that erases all the so-called bad, and it doesn't. You still have to pay the price for that. And prayerfully, through acknowledgement, through the efforts that you make in your community, you can balance the scales. But ultimately, someone was harmed by your activity, and you have to give justice to that. And we aren't in control of how that justice turns out. And so changing everyone's idea and perspective on those things is going to be important. But that's what we're here to talk about. We want to have those conversations so that we can identify this new love, share it with our family, and explore how that can change people's minds and how that can affect people, because we want to help people know that it's not just simply a love song. It's much, much more. And so let us continue to get more reports. I see our beautiful Sister Francine on the line. Sister Francine, if you can share with us how this week has been for you, some of the milestones you've been blessed to accomplish this week, and how all of us can support you and your input on the jewel of love, which is identified as the living embodiment of all of the 12 jewels, of powerful force that permeates every aspect of our lives and work.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So we're still on the jewel of love, huh? Okay.
Yes. All month.
Yeah. So I tried to meet Sister Africa just a little while ago, and I thought she had extra chairs or tables or something like that, and she said I had to bring my own. So I still don't have access to the that today. My mother came by and said I could go upstairs, but then I didn't have anybody to, even once I get it, to transport it for me. So that wasn't going to work. So I told her maybe next week. I thought I could do it with a chair, like somebody could sit backwards in a like a fold up chair, but they didn't have that either. So I kind of abandoned that project for today. And but that'll give me more time to pull out my forms. I'm supposed to be filling out this questionnaire or something on every person that I'm working on. But I decided to just do like a self-cranial, like on myself now, and to kind of track what my responses are, just to kind of stay in practice. And yeah, so I noticed it worked, and that kind of stepped into me maybe keeping a journal. Not just about, what their forms that I need to fill out for certification, but it's helpful to keep a journal about, what you're discovering and stuff like that. So there's a lot more to do with the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system that the teacher over and over he kept doing that, but they lost their software or something. They had somebody cleaning up their software from whatever that company is for Best Buy, like I forgot what you call it. The Geek Squad. So instead of just cleaning that up, the guy just like erased everything. I mean, it's easy to erase everything. That sure will clean things up. So that's my word, is be careful about these tech people. They'll be, if you don't have a backup file storage from somewhere, because he was just kind of goofy. I said, don't you have an outside storage drive? Because they've been teaching this for over at least 10 years or whatever. And he said, well, those get damaged. So that was not really an excuse. So he didn't give us we don't have the PowerPoints yet. And I know the hand positions because I took those with the polarity therapy. So I already know how to do the hand positions anyway. But the science part of it is going to be, I can see I'm going to have to step up my own program and do my own self-study along with it, because there was basically it's all the organs in the body, and you do placement of the hands to get closer to those, or based on what they know works. And so the hand positions are really repetitive. They don't change. He actually said I had the best touch of the whole class, and I kind of figured he'd get around to that. And that's not ego. That's because I actually do kind of seem to have an affinity for the work. So he had us all work on him in the class so he could tell us if we were getting positions right. And the first one in the neck that I went in, he said I moved into the position like perfect. But again, part of that was from my prior training, but also I have a sensitivity or something to touch. But the actual science is the core science of this is understanding how the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system works with all the organs in our body. And then working with injuries and stuff. So that's where the advanced training gets when you have a complexity where a person has more than one thing to treat. It's like what to treat first, and how long to treat, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to have to go to the library and go online to get some more short my study on the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous response, because they're not all everything isn't all in the same place. You have muscles you just have parts of the body that are closer to other organs, and you need to know where that is. And there's a coloring book or something that another group told me they were using in their training, so that they could memorize the organs and muscles in the body. And forgot what he said. There's something. It's a type of muscle. It's not just the regular part. We need to know about the ligaments. There was a lot on the ligaments that we need to study. So I'm good news. My attorney is getting closer to what he's ready now after we've met 3 times to write a letter to the workers' comp insurance adjuster to ask her for my money. So we had to get the dates right, and he had pulled up some documents from the temporary disability. When that stopped, that's when they owed me the money. And then I remembered today after we talked that the government actually restored my sick leave and my vacation time, but it didn't come with the money. Now, how, illogical is that? How are you going to restore somebody's sick leave and vacation according to the lapse years that I lost my wages, but then the wages don't come with it. So that's further proof that, you already paid me for that. It's just, it's not rocket science. You have to do the rest. But I'm glad I held firm and didn't take any settlement offers from them, because when people are offering you settlement offers and they don't have a statement and they don't have a breakdown, something's not quite right. They just want you to hurry up and take the money, and then you'll sign a document saying that they're not obligated to pay you anything else. And that's the worst part, is when you sign the document, because if they happen to owe you more money and they didn't get that right, well, it'll be tooth and nail to get the right amount after you've already basically excused them of having to pay you. So it did help having family, not to have to rely, because some people are pushed to, like, they're going to lose their house or their car or something, or apartment, their living place, if they don't hurry up and get some money. And that's how these insurance companies take advantage of people when they get injured. So there's a new, the employment department came up, or no, the law changed. There's 7 new, I'm on a business meeting, but I'll keep your number. Okay. Okay, so there's like 7 new laws that came out regarding employment. It's really
Okay.
important to study that, because if you hire other people and you have other workers, if you go 80 days, past 80 days, and you owe somebody money, you have to pay them 3 times that amount.
Mm. Wow.
And there's some other laws too, but I'm going to a conference on Thursday, which is 2 days from now, out in
Okay.
Santa Clara. One of my associations for the Landlord Association is giving an all-day conference with property owners, apartment buildings, renters, and stuff like that. They're going to go over their new contract, rental and lease contract, because there's so many laws that got shifted that they're going to go over the contract with a fine tooth comb to make sure that we understand what it was written for. I always add to the contract to get somebody to sign under penalty. To the old contracts said, had on it at the bottom, and they had the tenant sign that they had never filed bankruptcy, or they have to say they filed bankruptcy. Because later, if you have to evict them for non-payment, they will tie you up with that. They could add you to their their bankruptcy claim, even though we had a tenant that did that, and we didn't know her before at the time she filed the bankruptcy, but it did help in the long run, because she was a predatory tenant. And I went to their office because my mom didn't want to it took $4,000 just to get an attorney to go to federal court and stand up and say, and show the document that she signed and said, we're not part of the bankruptcy, but that was $4,000. She made $4,000 in 10 minutes. That's how awful the people overcharge you. And it's coming across the country, how much these attorneys some of them are charging $3,000 an hour just for consultation. Eventually it's going to reach here. There's so much what you call graft going on right now, theft. There's a lot of stealing going on right now, because we have a government the laws are changing, and loopholes. There used to be loopholes, but now the loopholes are becoming the law. So please make yourself up to date on this. There's a booklet out or something that it's either the Labor Department or otherwise. Make yourself aware of these laws, so you don't step into a pothole regarding employment, and then you end up owing somebody thousands of dollars. And if you're a landlord, also be aware of the fact that some of these people are suing to the tune of your entire building. Some people are winning your entire building in a lawsuit. You would think, how is that possible, or how could that be possible? But it's the Wild West right now, and it's lawlessness is the law of the day. But if you keep even if you keep your books in order, but that's the only thing that's going to save you. Keep your files in order, keep your books in order, keep your incident reports in order. Be ready when you have to pass it off to an attorney, because they hate to lose. And they hate getting these files that are all like, torn up pieces of paper here and there, scrappy stuff. They need something solid. So that's what's saving me with my attorney with the workers' comp. I kept all those medical reports. I kept the dates. I documented in a report to him. That was back in 2017. He's just now getting around to doing it. And I learned not to snap at him, not to get on his case, because he's all wired anyway, because he's been taking thousands of claims, settling them and stuff like that. And today he actually thanked me. Now that was I'd say from the divine. That didn't come out. It came out his mouth, but that was spirit. He has never thanked me before. That was a sign that the divine is at work. You understand? Because he thanked me. He never had thank you in his mouth ever. And then he revealed to me, which he never revealed to me, that he actually filed a claim for harassment against this supervisor in Sacramento. So that's later down the line, but things are getting set up now that it's going to be hard for them to deny my stress claim. And my stress claim, back then, the law was that I could get, if they get the stress claim in order, that's 3 times that amount on the overall claim that I'm entitled to. So I'm just, stand firm and tighten your belts and, use your money wisely. That's because it's the Wild West now. And the other thing is, make sure you are all up to date on your CPR. Take a course with the Red Cross or wherever. Make sure
that's important.
because I haven't done it in like 30 years, and I've talked to a few of my neighbors. We're going to get together and talk about disaster preparedness. We all need to update our disaster preparedness. Do CPR, get our CPR up to date.
Yes.
What are we going to do if we don't have water? Have neighbors you can contact on your block that are, friendly with you or whatever. We might have to share food. We might have to share supplies and that kind of thing. So we're just starting out with like 3, me and 2 other neighbors. And I said, let's start out small and then work our way down the block, and get other people. I believe in, instead of having expecting a large group to come, I think working small and getting the early people committed and then adding to that. And that's all I have to share.
Yes,
My
thank
update.
you, Sister Francine.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's excellent. I love how you advocate for yourself and continue to, stay on top of, making sure that you're able to sustain and maintain yourself and in each sector and not allowing people to walk all over you or, just ignore injustices. So that can actually be something taught in classes. A lot of people have a hard time advocating for themselves in different sectors. So thank you for that report. And prayerfully, Miss Lady gets on the line. I did send her the text, and she can share with us. She's an expert on that emergency preparedness and being ready
so precious.
for potentials of a nationwide or global catastrophe. And so that's something that's very important. And yes, being up on simple certificates like CPR and signs of a stroke, those type of things are very important. So thank you, Sister Francine. We are going to continue. I see Sister Shahida on the line. Sister Shahida, if you can share with us how this week has been for you, some of the milestones you've been blessed to achieve, some of your goals for this next week, and if you have any input on the jewel of the month, which is love. And we define love as the living embodiment of the 12 jewels, a powerful force that permeates every aspect of our lives and work. And so we will pass the line to Sister Shahida.
Assalamu alaikum, family.
Wa alaikum salam.
As you know, I've been working and working and working. I've been, it's by Allah's grace that I'm even able to be on the line with my family right now.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to be on here for the longest, but and I would ask if y'all please pardon me for my absence because it is definitely not intentional.
Yes, of course.
There's been so much going on.
You've been working.
Yes, ma'am. And I don't know if Brother Imani, he's not on here no more, but I wanted to give a special thank to him because of him, I not only this week had a we had another little I don't want to say little, we had a show or whatever, and it went very well. I got a chance to meet the lady Tara, who is running for she's a candidate for city council out there in Vallejo. Okay. And she not only was there, but we was at her establishment, and I didn't gain a new fan out of her and me, and I'm just like, wow, you're amazing. Good. And she's like, you're amazing. And, not only did she express that she like what I did, she bought a book for me, and we just try to see if we can put some stuff together. So I'm networking with her, and then I met a few other people there too. Like, man, it was just amazing to the point where we try to plan some stuff for this time, inshallah, because I don't know what Allah has in store for for me in the purpose that he brought me here for. But if he grants me to see 2027, we putting some things together for 2027 and for the end of this year too, inshallah. So it's some things in the work just off the strength of that day. Like he just reminded me, put me in the network, me put me in the room with some very powerful people that is gonna be very impactful for what I'm doing, not only just for of course from the nonprofit and for my music and just everything, and which is great because it's like that's what my whole plan of doing everything is to make everything align with the purpose. Like that's the whole goal. So yeah, so it's definitely a lot going on with that. So all praises is due to Allah. Inshallah, I can elaborate more next Tuesday. Even if I'm not on, I'll invite a couple of them to be on the line. But we, like I said, we got some things that we're working on. I know for sure one thing I can speak about is just the pop-up, because you know how I do the pop-up distribution, food distribution with like food, clothes, and different resources. One of the brothers that was there, he cut hair, and he said that he's gonna come together with me when I do the backpack giveaway and everything, and cut some hair for free. And I'm just trying to secure a braider so I can have somebody as a braider, somebody that cut hair. And hope, inshallah, I'll have the other book published, and then I'll have more copies of my other book. But one thing I'm very happy about is every time I do get a big bulk of books, I swear I sell them out, and I'll be so happy because I be telling people, like, you're not just buying a book from me, you're helping. Like, I put certain, proceeds to that towards what I'm striving at with my nonprofit and everything else. So it's like you're not just buying a book from me for nothing. Like, I'm like, that's why I always celebrate everybody who buy a book from me. Like, literally, I try to get their picture. They say they want a picture with me. Like, can I get your picture with you? Because I'm like so happy that you supported me of what I'm doing. Because I'm just little old me. You don't have to do anything for me. So I take that as love. That support goes a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of the many things that's going on. But I can't remember the question that was surrounded the jewel that was.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's
What was the
excellent.
question?
We don't have a question this week. We're gonna watch a video a bit later that can spark some discussion on love. But if you want to just expound on, how your perspective of our definition of love, and how we can better show that to our community in this new way, not in the worldly way. Any input you have on that?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. I just tell everybody that when it comes to love, I just look at God as my standard, and that's it. You know how I tell them, I'm like, I be like, a lot of people might think it sounds cliche because you hear a lot of people say God is love, but that's straight up true. Like anything, I just look at that as a standard, because like I woke up. It wasn't because I did anything special. God woke me up, not because I can pray my way into his favor. I can't fast my way into his favor. Definitely can't pay for it. So that's grace and mercy right there. So it's like, boom, there you go. That's a part of love. The fact that I'm able to, to have a sound mind in the midst of a storm, boom, that's another mercy right there. So it just shows you that like love is, love is duty. And it's like, the actions is going to prove that. We know love. The only reason why I know what love is, and it's because of God's mercy and grace. Because I could be spinning in circles and going crazy right now, especially in the world we live in. But because of God's love, I have that's the standard. That's the example I have that I can bear witness to, and when I strive at being dutiful, then somebody can see that, can view me in a way as a clean glass, and they can be like, okay, that's it. And I just tell them, if they give me a compliment, all praises is due to Allah, because that's what you're looking at. You ain't looking at me. So long story short, I just say, love. I mean, it's so many examples and so many things that can be said, but for me not to talk too much, I could just say it's just God right there. God giving us that blueprint. And he gives us these prophets, he gives us warners, and he gives us the word and these books. And if we are found being being dutiful, if we're found being a student and studying, then we can just see it all goes back, whether we say dedication, whether we say whatever, we look at wisdom, even all the 12 jewels, it all stems from love.
Yep.
We can't, wisdom. I mean, we can't knowledge. It's nothing without wisdom and understanding. We can't get no understanding without the wisdom. So, I feel like it all stems from love. Yeah. And so, without me talking too much, I think that's my answer.
Yes, ma'am. That's excellent. Excellent answer. God has to be the root of everything that we do. And that's exactly the definition of love that we have defined as the embodiment of all 12 jewels. We understand that people need knowledge, wisdom, understanding, food, clothing, and shelter, love, peace, and happiness, and freedom, justice, and equality. So the love has to be the root of that, and it has to embody all of those things. So, and we want to offer that to our people. When you come here, you get the full package, and not just, you come here, you just get, a romantic relationship, and that's all we have to offer. No, look at this line. On this line, we have people who actually can touch on every aspect of people's lives that they need help with. We have mental health, defense, mental wisdom, and 144,000 elect. We have massage therapy and sacral work, where we work with the mind. We have all of these things here because we can offer that to our people, and that's love. Just like people buying, making sure Sister Shahida sells out all her books, that's love. And we have that in our community. We just have to amplify it because we already have all of the ingredients.
I don't know if I said it too, but I know for self, I think everybody probably said it, but I know self. I just wanted to add that I know self-love is definitely the minister said, self-improvement is the basis of community development. And a lot of people don't understand why when they see us fast, not even just in Ramadan, because I do that outside of Ramadan, but they be like, oh, I couldn't do that. Man, if you love yourself, you could.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You love yourself, you could. Anything. But it go back to love. It's like if you don't, but you can't love something that you don't see no value in.
That's right.
So I just wanted to add. I think yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I just seen there was this on TikTok, and she talked about Black women and how Black women take care of their weave, and not in like a bashing way, because I know why my sisters have this affinity to weave more than their natural hair. So I don't want to bash or disrespect you, but you'll see Black women take absolutely care of their hair with so much patience and love. They buy the most expensive conditioners and shampoos to wash the weave, and then just leave their natural hair. Don't even touch their natural hair. There's none of that love goes into their natural hair. So that's why we have to change the perspective. And then you have sisters responding to this woman if they're not happy that she's pointing out something that's absolutely true. Sometimes you just have to step back, reanalyze, and make some changes, because once you start thinking about it, like, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. So thank you, Sister Shahida. That's excellent. We are going to continue. We do have a new guest on the line. I see our brother Bilal. And subscribe. You want to introduce the brother? Yes. Oh, can you unmute?
Yeah. Yes. Welcome, brother Bilal. Peace and power. Hotel. Sajad Lahu, Assalamu alaikum, greeting, grand rising. We all grand risen already. So, but we're so well pleased to be at this stage. There he is. Yes, sir. Yeah. In speaking about love and our brother, I know he's going to speak a lot more on the powerful things that they're doing out here, mountainside, in Sun City. With the Black our Black Fathers Committee. And you'll definitely learn more about that as we continue to fellowship. But there's that scripture that says that day won't come until he turns the hearts of the fathers back to the children and the hearts of the children back to the fathers, and understanding our people as the mothers and fathers of civilization. Everyone is going to have to reckon with the reality that history is best qualified to reward our research, and there's so much, in the Nation of Islam, we learned that as Imam Isa said in Matthew 23, call no man on earth your father, for you have one father that art in heaven. And so we use that term father because we know that we, the life of the little sons that come forth from the mother, we continue to go further when we give respect to the mother, right? And so we are allowed to further ourselves when we get into this symbiotic relationship with Mother Nature, with the mother of the book, with all things, the life of our universe, that black hole. Even though the devils they try to say that the black hole is at war with the planets and gobbling up the sun, but we see it as a love-making process. That black hole representing the womb of the Black woman, and those atoms, everything moving into that is the life that has to enter the Black woman in order to be furthered. And so that's the circle of life in reality, is when we give back as fathers to the children. So it's so much that that we talk about here, that our brothers and our family at OBFC out here are handling their business on. I mean, they doing a lot. We got the RBG explosion coming up, and my heart has been with RBG since a young child, and a lot of the family on the line here are RBG. So to meet the rest of our RBG family is always a blessing. An event coming up, the RBG explosion. He's going to tell us more about that. But Brother Bilal, welcome. This subject of love. Me and Bilal just had a brief conversation. It was like we've been talking for the longest. We just picked up where we left off from thousands of years ago. Like, man, we rolled the giant ants together, man. We walked the dry land now covered by sea. We were just talking about the real love is to pass this baton to the new community. And it was something good that Answer Demise said, that these brothers really don't understand what love is, like Sister Answer was saying as well. And that's how you got that mentality, that Mike Tyson, young son of no one mentality, and they're out here, and as Answer Demise said, they're not afraid so much to receive love. They're afraid that they don't know how to give love. And so teaching them that love is freedom, justice, and equality, man. Love is the embodiment of these 12 Jews: knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, love, peace, and happiness, food, clothing, and shelter. And if I'm gonna pass you the game, youngster, if I really love for you what I love for myself, I'm trying to get you some food, clothing, and shelter. I'm trying to get you some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because a fool and his money gonna soon part. So you're gonna have to have the game. You're gonna have to have the knowledge to be able to maintain whatever it is you allowed to build. We done seen rich people so many times, get all this money and act a damn fool and lose it all. You know what I mean? Had millions or billions of dollars that they could have bought hundreds of thousands of acres of land. You know what I mean? And so the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and that freedom, justice, and equality has to precede the food, clothing, and shelter. And that's how we're gonna get to some love, peace, and happiness. But it all starts when we, as the mother and father of civilization, return to the children. And that's what our brothers is about. The Black Fathers Committee. So Bilal, give us the game, drop some nuggets on us. We appreciate your time. And I got Heston Cleveland on the line. Hess, they got a music project that's hot. So I already know, Hess, and I wanted to say, Hess say, when Hess, and that's love. Hess, way back, Heston was a DJ at RBG, Bilal, over 30 years ago. And we got split up. We got separated. He called me. It was the same way. It was like we just picked up from talking yesterday. And he was like, man, you're going to have to get your ass back on the mic. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? and he wouldn't stay off. He stayed on me, you know, and I thank him for that. You know, he's helped in every way in everything that we do. So Hess, when we get our grant, when we get some chips together, I want you to be the manager for our project. Put a resume together for us. I know you ain't gonna accept no payment. Don't trip. Just accept the payment. Put it back in the pot if you. But you gonna get paid because you don't be asking for no money. Not here. You know what I'm saying? We all know it's all love here, Hess. But I just wanted to let you know that all them songs I've been letting you hear, I'm packaging them up, and when I get ready to market them, I want you to market it for me because I know you pulling up on everybody. You know, Hess
Pulling up, man.
is pulling up on
I'm
everybody.
pulling up.
So, Bilal, you tell us more about what it is that our RBG OBFC family is doing out here, black man.
Yes, sir. Peace and power, everyone. Peace and blessings as
Yes.
well.
Power.
Yes. It's amazing. Thank you for having me. For starters, just getting on and hearing the powerful sisters is very motivating, and it's confirmation to keep going as well. Because I always, you know, I won't say but we're always like in a state of trying to find our tribe. So when we get in those spaces where we feel comfortable, again, it's very confirming to me and motivating as well. So I truly appreciate the invite. As a brother mentioned, the name of our organization is OBFC, our Black Fathers Committee. We started in 2015 with the sole mission of really just to mentor fathers, and I came out of the hip hop, the street hip hop agenda and arena. But I had to put that to the side. And one thing I noticed when I put it to the side is I was trying to figure out how can I get back to my brothers, because I took some time out to study, and I learned Islam and took my Shahada and these different things. So all praise be to Allah for that, for sure. But the whole time I'm thinking, how can I get back to my brothers who I feel like I just jumped ship and left them, and I got this good thing going over here. So how can I figure it out to get back to them? And I said, okay, one thing we all connected on was fatherhood. Either we were fathers ourselves, or we had some trauma between the father-son relationship. So I said, that's where we starting at. And before I take this mission on by myself, I'm gonna include everybody. That's why it's titled Our Black Fathers Committee, because it's not for me, it's for all of us. So going back into it, I got some of my family members and my brothers that I did music with, and we just started on the mission. We started studying, traveling, and just meeting other brothers and sisters that align with the RBG principles. And from there we realized, okay, now when we get back into the city, what we need to do is try to meet them at an earlier age, because sometimes it's hard. It's a challenge working with fathers who already have their mind made up on certain things. So we figured the best way to attack this mission is to get back to the youth. So we start doing youth mentoring, and we've been doing that for about 10 years, since 2016. So each year we do a 12-week rites of passage program, and we're currently right now going into week 10 of our current program, where we each week there's a knowledge of self lesson, but there's also hands-on activities to keep them grounded in what's going on right now, but also prepare them for the future as well. So that's what we're doing right now. Through that journey as well, we also became a few of us became authors. So we have what's called and you know, everything that we do, or at least myself and my brothers as well, because if it's something that I know or I'm feeling and they don't, I'm going to share it with them. So I'll say all of us together, we said, you know what? Okay, we did this. Now we need to show everybody else how to do it. So we have what's called the Black Authors Masters class, where we help brothers and sisters push their manuscript forward. So you know, we always have these ideas, and we got a phrase that we say, a slogan that we say, that everybody has a book in them. So when we look at people, we got that's you about 10 books deep, brother. You just you just gotta put them out. You know what I mean? So we help with that journey as well. And then we got back to the music eventually as well, but we approached it in a different manner with the knowledge and the understanding of the mission. So as I was mentioning to you as well, brother, that the music is way better now. Also, it has meaning and it's mission based music, but it's also good music as well. And that leads us all the way up into what we do annually also, which is called the RBG Explosion. A few years back, maybe in 2017 or so, I went out to Fort Worth, Texas for what they call the RBG Family Weekend. And it's just a lot of RBGs coming together. However, that I came towards the tail end of that. At that time, they were already doing it for about 10 years. So in order to keep it going, the brothers is like, okay, it's time to pass the torch. It's on you now. Do it where y'all at. Don't worry about too much. Just build on the local community, and then we'll come out there and support y'all. So we're this is the 5th annual RBG Explosion, which is a 3-day event. Which contains the music. We always have like a RBG music showcase and concert. We have what's called the Black Family Conference, where we touch on the family matters. And then Sunday, that sacred space, we call it Temple of New African Unity, where everyone is invited, from Muslims to Christians to it doesn't matter what your denomination or your religion is. We align under the black fist and the black skin, you know.
Yes, sir.
And that event's coming up this year on May 15th through 17th. We do our best to align it with Malcolm X's birthday weekend. So this year it's the 15th through the 17th. Friday will be the actual show. And we learned that over the 5 years is that we probably need to get the show out of the way first, because that's when we having the most fun, you know. So we get that out the way, and then we get back to the seriousness. On Saturday, we going into the Black Family Conference, and then Sunday we gonna end it off on a spiritual aspect with the Temple of New African Unity. So just to kind of sum it up as fast and efficient as I can, that's where we're at right now.
Man, that is beautiful. That's just one mind, one body, one soul, you know.
Yes,
like you said, welcome home, but I feel at home too. Out here, when we moved out here, I told Bilal, you know, I know I was behind the walls in the federal institution, and there was some hardhead, there was some knuckleheads from Phoenix up in there. So I'm like, I know it's a Black community out here somewhere, and I run into them, you know, as I'm on my little paper route moving around. I run into brothers, and you don't be wanting to say nothing, but where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? You know, right. But to find out that not only is there a community out here, not only is there a powerful Nation of Islam temple out here, my RBG family out here handling their business. Matter of fact, damn near the primary carriers of the baton from that Texas movement. And y'all have already known, we spoke with Shango and the brothers on the East Coast, and we eventually gonna link up with them. You know, they a whole coast away. This right here. So we gotta support this. And the music, the science, that higher form of science, that ear of corn to get them in. You put some food and some music, some beautiful Black women, and you're gonna get all of the brothers up in, you're gonna get our people up in there. And then you have to have those real conversations with them, you know. And I love the way that y'all strategically got that music right there. That means you really just use the way that y'all whole program is established. So anybody else want to chime in how we can connect the dots with our OBFC family and our RBG family out here? Y'all chime in, because that's what we do. We unify the unifiers, but it's beyond superficial unity. We looking for real link up points. You know what I'm saying? And so anybody, any of what is being said, you know, when they have that event, there's mentoring, there's all these things that we do. So I'm sure that there's room for our herbalists, for our health specialists, hey, we got people out here that's specialists in just about every field. You know, it really lets us know we as a people have everything we need to be successful. The formula for our success is unity. You know, we're giving all of ourselves to our open oppressors, and that has us divided, splintered, fragmented, and weak, virtually weak as a people, unable to even defend our own ideas. You know, and so they come and rape us, and all we could do is say, "Hey, don't do that. You know, hands up, don't shoot me. But give me back my land. Give me back. Don't poison my crops. Hey, stop kidnapping my children. I don't like that." But we don't have any real power to stop them from doing that. And we know that the ultimate power of the universe is God, but He wants us to get this thing, this unity thing. He come together right now over me, and that's that temple of new African unity. That's what we talking about. That's the great wedding. That's the marriage formula that's going to unite the people. We see bickering becoming the order of the day because of the Roman mentality. They set up cathedrals and have people come and watch somebody brutalize each other. No, this is about coming together and about uniting and merging and for merging with that type of beautiful autonomous, like harmony, man. The trumpet is the trumpet, the drum is the drum, the snare is the snare. But the grand orchestra, you know, in the symphony is when you harmonize that. That's that harmonic convergence that's taking place. That's that new love frequency. That's that A-tone. The A-tone that's out there is us atoning for falling victim to this devil and bickering with each other for so many years, to the point that the youth is like, "I'm tired of y'all, man. I'm tired of y'all old heads. I'm tired of religion. I'm tired of Black leaders. They're getting fed up." You know what I'm saying? And so the atonement, that love frequency is, you can see it in Black Panther. The pain between Michael B. Jordan's character and what happened, because he didn't understand the root of what happened. And so he turned his energy against the motherland. Think of that, you know. Oh, I see Hess with his hand up. Let me quit fat mouthing. Hess, go on and drop some jewels on us.
Hey, welcome to the family, brother. Hey, it's kind of funny. I stumbled across your page and I put my niece on the Bloodhound on. I'm like, "Hey, look." And we was like, "Oh man, we got to get in touch with them." And then I think y'all finally followed me, and I put a screenshot. I'm like, "Look, they in Arizona." Hey, I'm not gonna stay long because I said a lot today at the beginning before you came on, man. You got music?
Yes, sir.
I put my email in the chat, MP3 and artwork. My co-host, my brother, is on the line. Ain't synced him all year. Ricardo Love, that's the engineer, man. That man can do everything. Everything. I'll say it one more time. Everything. Mixing, mastering, ISRC code, video editing, YouTube interview, radio interview. We on 22 different radio stations, man. Our music is played all over the world. And look, Ricardo, I'm talking fast today. But yeah, family, send us the music. Let us check it out.
Yeah.
We'll get you heard. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We get the message out. You know, it's not only the finger snapping and the head bobbing, it's the message that's in the music.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we here doing. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've turned my camera on, you see me popping my collar because that's you know. So send me that, man. You know, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure meeting you. Like to get to know more about your organization. And then you know what, man? Look. My big sister lives in Arizona. She is on an interview platform. Just Chat with Bree, KYBN Radio 98.1. Over 6.8 million weekly listeners. Her show is over 100,000 listeners a day.
Wow.
Then my co-host, oh my God, his head already big. I guess I'm about to put some more air in it. He got 2 shows. Love Vibes, where he plays independent and classic love songs, and the same with the jazz. So we got literally all the genres covered. One time on KYBN Radio, he just happened to ask for his numbers that day. It was over 400,000 listeners. So together, our network is stupid crazy.
Yeah.
You could Google the indie hookup. I could show you better than I could tell you.
Yes, sir. I'll definitely send that music out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
See if Hess, you could get him an interview with Bree.
That's why I threw it in there. I hope he caught it.
Okay.
That's my email right there too, family man. Reach out to me. We'll exchange numbers and do all that, and we'll see what it do.
That's right.
Gotcha. I got it saved already. I appreciate that.
Okay. Now I gave it to you. I'm old, so I'll be looking for you to reach out to me, man. I don't want to be having to come look for you.
Yes, sir.
Great, thank you, Uncle Hess. I've seen Answer Africa, Sister Shahida, and then want to hear from Ricardo.
Got to hear from her.
How y'all doing?
Africa!
Driving. I love y'all.
Love you too, Black Queen.
Alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
We are on our way to the sound healing training.
Okay.
Let's roll the
You
way.
on the go? You breaking up? You en route? You breaking up?
So I just wanted to give my answer in terms of what love is, and wanted to. Ooh, that's loud. My dad is helping me. So, what love is? Love isn't. Love bears all things. It believes in all things. It endures all things. And just in this last month, these last few months, that's what we have been doing as healers. We have been enduring all things. And despite that, we got to love our people through it.
That's right.
We got to love our people through every moment.
Yeah.
We've gotten on the mental health hotline.
Yeah.
And you know what the most compassionate part is? That somebody that's calling for you.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody is advocating for someone else to get that love, to get that support, to get that resource that we so desperately need.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to say, when you were talking about the A tone, we're learning that the chord of A is combination of 3 chords. A, C, is it C major, and E.
Yeah.
It's a combination of those that make it into the beautiful chord that it is. So that's why it's an atonement, as all of those tones are all beautiful individually, but they come together as one. I was telling everyone, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. And what that does is that helps us to atone for this healing. When we say, Ansar, we are literally detoxifying your mind, detoxifying your brain with the atonement, so that you can be in accord like the J, like the justice that we stand for, like the Jesus that people are looking to be. That's what you're working to do. When you do that 1 meal a day, you're detoxing your brain, you detoxing your mind, you detoxing your body, so that you can be in that God mind. So I just wanted to put that on the table and thank the brother for his blessing organization to help the fathers. We've been working with fathers. We just did the men's brain health and talking about how having a father in your home helps the child's brain.
Yes, ma'am.
And it also helps the mother's brain while it's in the womb. The baby sends messages that come from the father that's sent to the mother's brain.
Yeah, that's right.
So you see how that atonement happens even in the small family setting. We atone so that we can turn our spirits and our frequency to the Most High. Sajalahu.
Sajalahu.
Yes, ma'am. Sajalahu. Good teaching. Thank you, Auntie Africa. Sister Shahida?
Oh yes, ma'am. I really was trying to hear what Answer Scribe had said. I just heard him say somebody chime in, one of us chime in on what was said, and I had missed it because I was multitasking. I don't even know if he remembered what he said, but I was just trying to be aligned with what he said so I could respond.
Yes, Sister Shahida, you already know you already tuned in from the root of civilization. The frequency was just love and how we can actualize that and some actual tangible steps in uniting with the efforts of our brothers at OBFC, our Black Fathers Committee, and the things that they're doing out here, and how we can link that up in a real way, with some of the stuff that we doing in California and prayerfully that we plan on doing globally.
Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. Like you said, yeah. Yes, sir. That was it. I didn't want to take no time or nothing. I just wanted to make sure I'm here. I'm here for it. Whatever we doing on whatever way, I just want to be a link in the chain. That's just how I feel. And I know that Allah put something in all of us. So if I got that little piece of light that I got can add on to what we doing, I'm here for it. So that's why I was trying to make sure I was online. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Good teaching. Thank you, Sister Shahida. And I know we spoke a little bit about Ricardo and the amazing work he's doing with the Indie Hookup, but also Love Vibes. And he is also a producer. He plays instruments. He's been working in the music industry for a very long time. So Ricardo, if you could share with us a little bit of that and your input on the great things that we have to offer in regards to music and BUCU overall.
Can you hear me? I'm outside.
Yes, we hear you.
Y'all can hear me? All right. So before I get into that, I just want to say my last name being Love, I always had to defend love because people go, what's love got to do with it? Love hurts and love is this. I amp love and all the whole nine. And I always tell them that love never hurts. It's the enemies of love that hurt. It's deceit, it's lies, it's miscommunication, it's confusion. Those are the enemies of love that love gets blamed for the hurt. But love never hurts. So I've always been a defender of love. And the qualified to love part was me finally realizing that it takes more than the emotion of love to make the relationship of love work. You have to have wisdom and knowledge. And so are you qualified to love came about having the skills to have a successful relationship. So I created that organization to have qualified people be with qualified people. And unfortunately, it's very difficult in the world of darkness to try to bring the light. As we know with BUCU, it's a long time coming, and it's finally the seeds are sprouting and showing up in the world. And as far as my other gift, music, the brother Heston Cleveland, he's been such a blessing. All the time I've had these managers, these bootleg managers, to try. I just want to concentrate on the music. I just want to concentrate on the art. But you need people like Heston Cleveland who has a gift of gab to talk to people, have relationships with people who can put
Yes,
love
sir.
into motion. And then the concept that I had called cooperative marketing in music, this brother made it manifest. You don't
Yes,
need
sir.
you need visionaries, but you need ground soldiers to make that happen. So I always
That's
give
right.
thanks to Heston Cleveland and the organization of BUCU, because all these separate talents that are so, I don't know no rappers better than, you know, the crew that we got. And
Yeah.
that was a showcase of not only talent, but the wisdom and the message is just, man, if even there would have came a little whack, the message was so strong, but coming that strong with that message is unbeatable. So I'm just blessed to be here. I wish I had a different work schedule where I could make more meetings. I'm just getting off work, and I'm on my way home right now. So as we spread out, I'm in Vegas right now, and you know we got brothers and sisters in Arizona. So maybe one of the next chapters could be in Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we spread out, when we leave the Bay Area, we ain't leaving BUCU. We
That's
just
right.
spreading BUCU.
That's right.
That's all I got to say like that, Tyler.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, black man. Cool.
Yes, thank you, Ricardo. That was excellent. And we're very thankful to have Ricardo. And the way Ricardo plays the guitar and all those instruments is absolutely amazing. I listened to one of his Instagram videos for a while because I just love string instruments.
Yeah.
And so you're extremely talented. And I love what you said about qualifying to love. I think that that's something that makes a lot of sense. People have to learn. People underestimate the fact that we have to learn things. You have to be taught. And once you be taught those things, then you can properly, express it to one another. But no one's teaching our youth in this world how to love or what love is. And so we're thankful to have a team of people who are doing that work, and that we're unifying the unifiers, because we're finding that we have people in our community all over the place who take their time to strive to exact these principles on the youth. And that's something that's extremely, extremely important. And so thank you, Ricardo, for that beautiful input. And we love anytime you're able to get on. So just like you got on today, any spare time you have, just go ahead and join us. All right, and we do have another report. Brother Shabbat is on the line. Brother Shabbat, I was gonna call you if you hadn't got on, so that we could get
That's right.
report. But
Where's my brother at?
Yeah. So if you can share with us how this week has been for you, some of any updates and milestones you've been blessed to accomplish. I know that we were able to renew some documents last week, which was really, really great. And I know that you're always busy doing so much great work, righteous work. So we'll pass Brother Shabbat the line.
Salam alaikum, BUCU family.
Wa
alaikum salam.
Okay, I'm gonna make it kind of quick and short. Yesterday I had podcast session with Hip Hop TV.
Yes, sir.
Was promoting Quest for Success and talked about my journey from childhood through the hidden university and all of that, and came back around to that. And we mentioned some things that I'm gonna bring BUCU in on. I mentioned to him, off camera, that I want to bring BUCU in on the event. It's something he finna throw another event down in Jack London Square, because they have, I forgot the name that he called them, but it just throughout the city, sometime in North Oakland, in East Oakland, and then he's connected with one of the organizations that BUCU already connected with. But I'm gonna get some more information and lock it all in first before I put everything out there. But I told him, just explain to him exactly what we're doing. He said he had heard about it, but he haven't had an opportunity to join. So one of these days, when you find a time, I'm gonna give you the connection and bring you in. You could sit in on one of the Tuesday's meeting you get more of an understanding of what we do. I told him what the acronym stood for, what we do for us, unifying the unifiers and all of that. And he was all in with that as well, because coming together, we all grow as one. There's no separation until we separate ourselves, and that's not what we're.
Right.
I was explaining to him, and the site was live when I was doing the podcast, and when it ended, he had took a couple of questions for some peoples, and they was asking, was he planning on having me on again? Because I also, not just delved into my life and all of that, but talked about how California police and different stuff like that, the Panthers and all that, how they try to attempt to separate the elders from the youngsters and
Right.
Panthers from the youth, and they stole the lunch and breakfast program, went back all the way to who they call one of their great presidents, which was actor, back in the late 70s. I'm trying to think of his name off the top of my head. Reagan. He was the actor, and then he ended up becoming president.
Yes, sir.
The lunch thing from the Panthers, but he called him, said that they was doing a whole bunch of bad things, but you stole the main thing one of the main things they was doing. So who was bad? You took it yourself and said the government created it, when the Panthers was feeding the peoples way before you even thought about the people, because you didn't care about the peoples.
Yeah.
And I put that on, with a whole bunch of other, knowledge that the little bit I do possess. And I explained to him, Black Wall Street wasn't the only one, it wasn't the first one. Amistad wasn't the only one, it wasn't the first one.
That's right.
Too deep into it, but I put it out there and requested that everyone do their research themselves. Don't don't allow someone to tell you something. Go research yourself.
Come on.
But I'm gonna leave it there, and then when I finish connecting with them and setting up some things, I'm gonna bring it back to the table, and that way we can see if we can get involved in the piece that's going to be down in Jack London Square. I'm gonna get the days coming, because I think it's a couple of months away from now. I'm not exactly sure of the date, but I'm gonna see exactly what's going on. See if we can, because it'll be space for vendors, music or whatever we want to put out there. So I just want to put that on the table and let everybody know, if whatever you want to participate in and bring to the table, you will have that option. And we just take, if it's a block that we get within the whole platform, we take up a block or a block and a half, or how many of us there.
Yeah.
We just space. And I already told them. Then they have a canvas event coming up July the 1st. I'm already on that one to put out my cannabis apparel line with that. And they have the organization, in the organization, company more or less, they had a e-cigarette, but they left the peoples that they was working with, because they want to have a more healthier cigarette, which is cannabis. They say they want to go with that, but off the e-cigarette they was pushing, they made 660 million, just over a half a billion, and they jumping from them to bring out this new one they got that's more healthier, and they looking to get it into over 50 different cannabis stores. So I put mine on the table. After that runs its course, I would like to follow behind you guys or beside you guys and have all my apparels put into each shop, or how many of the shops are willing to accept it. And I have some other individuals with different apparels. I thought about Imani. I said that we have different stuff that we can sell out of the shops that deal with and promote your brand as well. And he said, well, let them finish doing working with the contract that they have on the table, and they get back in contact with me through Hip Hop TV, through Sean and them. I'm like, beautiful, I'm in with it. So I was hoping to catch Imani, but I heard he had left. So I'm gonna have to call him so I can give him some news, because I may be needing to pull him in to help with some of the printing, because I have somebody do some of my printing. But if he can come up with a concept of his own that he want to put out, you know, we can go in and request for a bigger chunk of the change, you know, a bigger in each spot. It's only promote us. And then when they saying that if they give us the spacing rent free, that's a tax write-off for them. But if they want to charge us, that's okay too, because we'll be making a profit. You know, I'm willing to pay for a fair, you know, so much for a fair price. You know, but that's my the end of last week was, and yesterday and over the weekend, it's just been beating the paperwork, and the paperwork been beating my head. So I'm not complaining. It may sound like a complaint, but it's a blessing to have these opportunities. I call them light, beautiful headaches. Y'all know that. So I'm gonna stop right there. Oh, before I go, I love what all the peoples that I caught that spoke on the jewel, which is especially the sister when she said just look back towards Allah. That's love itself right there. It speaks it all. All you have to do is look towards him, and it solidify everything. You don't have to wonder, ask, or guess. It's right there. Now I'll stop right there. Assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me?
Muted, sister.
Thousand pardons. Thank you, Brother Shabbat.
Yes.
That's beautiful. That's really, really great. Hip Hop TV is they have a great online platform. Second. Okay. So yeah, they have a great platform online. They have a lot of things to offer. And and yeah, that's a great connection. I know Imani will be very happy to get connected in that way with you regarding the t-shirts. I know he's really trying to build up his kingdom, and it's really great. Another thing that's really good is the process that we're taking as far as like just branching out. And so we can see Quest for Success branching out, and we really see not only the love, but our unity shining forth in everything that we do, because Brother Shabbat keeps everyone else in mind, and we all keep each other in mind as we go on these ventures. And that's the beauty of unifying the unifiers. We can continue to do work to build this nation and build our economy. And that's what we want. That's what we want here at BUCU. And so we are thankful to have everyone on the line and to be blessed to continue our discussion. So last week we we watched a video of a sister who talked about the process of getting our own like mobile home, or creating our own mobile home area, like getting the land and establishing it as a place where mobile homes or tiny homes can be at. And that was a great discussion and great video. She talked about the process, what to look for, how lucrative that can be. And we know that our main thing is not funds, but we are striving to build a nation. And part of building a nation is the exchange of monetary gains. And so we do know that we have to be able to have funds. We have to be able to pay landspeople. But with our unity, we absolutely do that. So this time I have a video of a brother from the United States, so an African-American brother who moved to Ghana to build a 200-acre sustainable gated community. And so that's something that's very impressive. But we've also been talking about the Exodus, and we can talk about, how significant it is for us to prepare for something like an Exodus from the United States. Like as Demai said, there's a lot going on in the world, and the United States is kind of the center of all of these things, all of these actions. And from our understanding, the United States is that great Babylon that's destined to fall. However, we're not destined necessarily to fall with it. And so one of the things that you do when you know that, you know, someone is due for something is you get away from that person or that thing. And that's what we understand we have to do with America. We have to get off of this target and move on to somewhere else. And the motherland is the best place for us to return to. And so we're looking at how can we do that. It's really important to get our passports. This current administration is striving to make it harder for people to attain their passports. And we can see them doing that step by step. So the quicker that you can just get your passport and just have that before they try to outlaw it completely is going to be important. We've seen reports of people's passports being canceled when they left the country and they either wasn't able to enter the country they were striving to go to, or they wasn't able to come back to the United States. And so as things get more and more serious here, we have to look at some viable options, such as which country in Africa might be the best country for us to travel to. You have Ghana, and the people and the government in Ghana have openly invited for African Americans to return back and repatriate to Ghana. And so we're talking about this love, and we have love there. And something that Brother Bilal said that really stood out is that we don't want to feel like we're abandoning our people. And that's why we want to talk about it on the world stage. And that's why that part is important, that we share the information with everyone. So all of our people here in the United States can know that we don't have to stay here. If things become too hot here with the American government that we actually can remove ourselves from, then we have other options and we can exercise those options. And so this video is showing us a brother who did that, who returned to Ghana, and he is building a sustainable community. So we're going to watch a little bit of this video, and then we can talk about what everyone thinks about that. How easy do you think it is? I know one of the best ways is for us to pool our resources. That's the easiest way. If we pool our resources and we use a combined fund or committee to ensure that we can purchase the land and then help each other, help ourselves to get those passports and get over to Africa, to the land that we purchased, then you know, it's even more possible. So we're going to share our screen and then we can have a discussion.
Home. So I'm going to be living here. And I was like, if I'm going to be living here, I don't want people knocking at my door for the rest of my life saying, I got this problem, that problem with this home. So I said, let's build quality homes. So that's what we're doing.
In today's video, we're in Somenya in the eastern region checking out an upcoming gated community. This community is built out of earth blocks and is very sustainable and organic. We're going to be walking through with the owner, Eric, who's going to be talking us through the different types of units here, the different amenities, and all of those interesting details. Hi, Eric.
Hello, Manny.
Hi, how are you? Hope everything's fine.
I'm wonderful.
Great. Okay, so just tell me a little bit about you and then this community that you're building.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to say Akwaba. Welcome to Migrating Culture Crossing.
Okay.
So that's the name of this community, is Migrating Culture Crossing, and it's being built by Migrating Culture Limited Company.
Okay.
And we call it Crossing because in the West, a lot of the communities are called Crossing.
Okay.
And so we felt that was appropriate because hundreds of years ago, a lot of us left involuntarily going across the Atlantic, and we crossed, we had a crossing going from the east to the west. And now you have a lot of us that are voluntarily crossing back. So we have Migrating Culture Crossing.
Interesting.
So we are on 200 acres.
Taxes was chasing updates and getting nowhere.
And the whole idea is to build a sustainable community. When I moved here 7 years ago, I wanted to be outside the city, self-sufficient, off-grid. And so I found 5 acres in the mountains and had my own borehole drill, solar. I was off-grid, had an organic farm. And I went to sell that house and we put it on the internet, and it sold in about 10 days. And so people started contacting me from all around the world, and hey, we saw the house, we want the same thing, but we're afraid of getting scammed. And that's what led to Migrating Culture Crossing.
Very
it's modeled
very
after my original
Yeah,
house.
I think that's the first time I came across your YouTube channel. I saw your video with that home, and then I saw the dome and the one you and Brandon with. Okay, so that's very interesting. That house was built out of earth bags.
That one was earth bags.
Okay, so what is this community built out of?
This is using earth blocks.
Okay.
So it's the same material, still, you know, the same earth material.
Okay.
But the difference is that when you're building with earth bags, it's more expensive to build. A lot of people believe that it's cheaper to build with earth bags. It's only cheaper if you do the labor yourself. But if you hire professionals to do it, they're going to charge you more money because you got to lift those heavy bags up, and then the walls don't tend to be straight. So now your contractors, like your carpenters, your tilers, they're going to charge you more money because you don't have straight walls.
Okay.
So we said, okay, let's use earth blocks here because we want to go faster, and the walls are perfectly straight.
Very interesting. You would think that earth bags would be cheaper, but I understand,
that's what everybody thinks.
Yeah, because 200 acres with all this lifting, that would be
Hey,
a ton of
that's right, you know,
a ton of work.
People don't think about that, and I didn't think about that before we started.
So you initially started with earth bags. Is that where you, you thought to start with?
When I built my own house, we built my own house completely out of earth bags, and I thought it was going to be cheaper, but but it's so labor intensive.
Okay, so heavy. That's true. Okay, so just talk us to, but before that, where are you originally from? Are you Ghanaian? Have you checked your lineage and all of that?
Well, I'll tell you this. My brother checked, he had a blood test done, and it says that our family originated from Ghana, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire.
All right.
So we're from the area.
Definitely from the area.
Yeah, so I claimed Somanyado. I got my citizenship in December. So I'm now a citizen, you know, I'm a dual citizen.
Oh, that's nice. You've been here for 7 years.
I've been here for 7 years.
Typically it takes you 10, so you got it.
Yeah, so they streamlined us, you know, so I got lucky.
Very nice.
Yeah, I am Ghanaian now.
That's very nice.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at what you have over here.
So basically, when people come to us, virtually all of our buyers so far from the diaspora. Since we started this 2 years ago, we've sold over 60 homes, and virtually everybody has come from the diaspora. And typically they are Ghanaians living in the diaspora. And what they're looking for is to be kind of off-grid, to be outside the city, to be in a community that's self-sufficient, just like my original house was. And so basically what we're selling is a lifestyle. And in this community, some 200 acres, you know, we'll have an organic food forest and edible landscaping around all of the homes, which means that everything planted around your home is either edible or medicinal. So we're a completely self-sufficient community, gated community, and we'll have amenities like swimming pool, tennis court, wellness center, you know, doctor on staff. So
that's a duck.
we have ducks. We have pigeons. Yeah, so you know, so when you come here, it's just freedom, you know,
organic.
And you'll find that our homes, if you look at our homes, some people say, you know, can you change your home to be a little more modern? And but they don't understand that the home is designed like this for a reason. It's actually what we call energy efficient, extremely energy efficient, because you have a sloping roof. And that sloping roof allows for optimal solar collection for the solar panels. And it also allows people to do rainwater harvesting. And, you know, and you have high windows that allow the sun to shine. So you don't have to turn your lights on all the time. So it's very energy efficient.
So you're off-grid, meaning you don't have electricity. So you have grids all through. There's no connection to the main.
That's right. All of the homes will have solar. Yeah, so the ECG doesn't even come back here yet.
It's quite far.
So yeah, so we're completely self-sufficient.
All right, so let's check out, let's walk in here and then see what you have. So what's the size?
All right, so So yeah, so this is our brother. He said some really interesting information. One about the earth bags, and now he's building the houses with earth bricks. We can look into what that is and what that means. But we wanted to open the floor for everyone to give some input. This looks very doable. I know one of the pathways to repatriate to Ghana is a DNA test. And if you have Ghanaian lineage, then they do, they open the doors wide for you to repatriate back. But yes, we want to open the line and see what everyone thinks. Do you think these are viable options? What do you think what the brother said in regards to just the reality of the? Oh yes, go ahead, Ricardo.
So I've been doing a whole lot of research for this for a long time.
Okay.
It's very doable, and the method they chose is actually a really good one. They have these other methods, like you could print the house. It's like just basically a tube, and you print the same, you know, um, I don't know how to describe it. It basically prints the wall like one layer at a time, kind of like that bags, but liquid. Think of it as liquid that turns into like a cement-like material, and you can have the constitution of it made out of different things, but it's very energy efficient and all the same things as that. Then they have all these pre-made houses from China, which may be if we're going over there with, I don't know how that would work, but coming to America, you just basically unfold them and they already got the amenities already. The bathrooms looking better than most people's apartments and stuff. There's like so many. There's like 100 different ways to do it. That's better, especially like when you talk about California with these sheet rocks and the way that they put it together, and then that building really bad together, and the foundation's not really strong, and so on and so forth. It can basically just hit the ground and unfold, and it's there, or it can be built up very quickly. And then there's the water from air. He talked about rainwater collection. That's one way. But they have water from air machines for here in America for less than $1,000 that sits on your countertop that takes water from the air and it makes about 5 gallons a day. And the water that we drink, the the centers that take out the stuff, there's all kind of medication in it. There's chlorine added. There's all this stuff. This doesn't have any of that, and it has extra filters to even take out what's coming through the air. So, and then he talked about food. So, we're being poisoned from our water and our food, and so having the ability to, you know, grow your own food and know what's going into your system, and then even the medicine like the herbs like the KE has gotten me into and stuff. You can grow all of that stuff. And Ghana, from what I understand, it has very good soil. It's a very good place to grow stuff. I think we could do things here for people who aren't ready to go or don't want to give up on America as well. And so even if we do it here and we learn the skills before we even go there, then that would be excellent. My dream is to get an acre or two outside of the city, like 40 miles, whatever city, and do exactly that, And then once you grow the food, there's canning things. I've learned about that. They put it in the boiling pot, these glass things, which is better than cans. And so because you could grow crops, but it's really it's hard to get a market for it right away because they have a monopoly on it. You can make it with local stuff, and like a lot of people are very successful growing their crops and giving them to the local markets. But to have the ability to store them so nothing goes to waste, and then you can sell them like cans, and it's better than the canned goods because it's bottles, jars, glass jars, and so I've learned that method. And I'm really excited about that because this devil, he is really trying to kill us. He ain't even playing with it, And the more we can control that, the better. There's one more thing I couldn't remember, but I'm gonna let somebody else go with that. But this is very viable. Believe me, I have a lot of research and I can share, and I'm sure the person who brought that has that. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's people that got plans and they got step by step stuff. You got AI to help do some research and so on and so forth.
Yep, that's true. Thank you, Ricardo. Yeah, that's excellent, especially what you said about starting here and then learning how to do it here while we still prepare, because we have to prepare to all, or a lot of us, or whoever choose to repatriate or go back to Africa. But yeah, it's really viable. I love where his land is. It looks out of the way. So you don't see, at least from this footage, there's not a bunch of people there. It is really out the way. It looks very private. And not that we don't want to be near our people, but if you're close enough to the city, but good enough outside of the city where you can have, a independent community, that'll be really good. And then you can go into the city and mingle among the people, but yeah, this looks very viable to me as well. Like Ricardo said, we can continue the research, but there are multiple people who even share their plans as far as their pathway, how they accomplish this. And that's what this brother has. He has a website, he has a Facebook page. And I believe last week we brought up someone else who had this same type of program that's online. So we have people that we can learn from, connect with, and they can probably make it much easier for us to accomplish these goals. But I see Brother Shabbat has an input, so we'll go to Brother Shabbat.
Yes, I just want to, before I go into what I was going to say, reiterate on something the brother was just speaking on about how they poisoning our food, our water, the air, and we're forcing us to pay for it. Bill Gates, him and his billionaire associates, they done bought up so much land in the United States, and not to build, grow fresh vegetables and all of that, but to make plants, in order to put out manufactured foods, digital food from DNA from animals, but added with chemicals to give more shelf life, freezer life, and stuff like that. But that's byproducts that go into our system that our body, Allah didn't create our body for that. So that's the good thing about, I was saying when I got my property, and where I plan on growing, raising goats and sheep, and be selling them goats and sheep, as well as renting them out to clear other people's pastures and stuff like that. We must become self-sufficient. Like the brother was over there, they he said one individual asked him, could they make the houses more modern? Well, do you want modern, or do you want security and health? Because
Right.
when we don't need to turn on electricity, because we are electricity within ourselves. So we get it from the sun. So you have high windows where you constantly using the natural light coming in. You got the solar panel that you use gathering the energy from the sun and everything. So when we do need to turn it on, we getting it from there. The energy is coming from there. We're not coming from electricity running through what man has put together. Then he flashed over to a nice pasture where they said they had a natural garden and all of that for everybody. Then everybody has their own around the immediate housing area. So then you could grow your own herbs and stuff like that, medicinal herbs, and then the food. And then he mentioned something about the doctors and all that. That's what we must do. Even if we do it here and end up leaving, say we have a few hundred acres, build all that up. When we sell that, we can use that to go wherever we're going, or maybe Ghana, Haiti, Jamaica, Tanzania, or what have you. We are all prospering for what we put in. It's not like, and we prospering only financially, but it's mentally, because now we know how to duplicate this. It's much more, because it's like you can't brush your teeth until you do it the first time. Then you get better and better. It's like teaching a child to tie their shoe. You know, they don't know how to do it. Then you tell them you make bunny ears and go on and on. It's the same thing. We must continue to grow in this fashion. When I came home, before I came home, there was my plan to add to my family's property of inheritance, because I have grandbabies. I want them to be able to have some. And our parents and their parents always say, I want better for my kids than what I had. The only way we can assure that is to add to what's already there. And the government don't want us doing that, especially as who we are, a people, a nation of strong peoples that they could never destroy. They have been doing it since existence of they coming out of the Caucasus Mountains after they was taught by us. They've been trying to keep us down. Because of that, we must continue to show we're not standing on their shoulders. We're standing on the shoulder of our ancestors who taught them, who left the lineage for us. And we must pay homage to them. I refuse not to. It's just in my blood. And so I can't do it. And I have a lot of individuals that mention certain things. I'm like, but you only going off of what you was told in K through 12. But in K through 12, you was taught to be an employee, not to think. Do what you're told. Walk the path you're shown. Why not walk the path that you was given that was laid for you by your own people? You'll see that that path is much stronger. You know, when it's a sinking hole, you can see it up ahead because you have been taught to look forward, not behind you, not under you. Understand? Not saying don't remember your past, but it's remember your past, live in the future, and prepare for. I mean, live in the present and live for the future. But you have to prepare for all of those in one pack, and that is what I believe we're doing. And we're stronger together than we are apart.
That's right.
I'm leaving for some time for someone else to charm in because I'm interested in what other people have to say as well.
Yes.
Salam alaikum, sis.
Walaikum salam. Good teaching. Thank you, Brother Shabbat. That's interesting. Your family have some inheritance of land. Our family on my dad's side has a bunch of land that's just been passed down from generation to generation. So that shows us, like we've been talking about, we have everything we need in our community. But our history, even here in the United States, through everything we've been through, we've proven that we are a resilient people and that our people, they didn't just roll over and get oppressed. There was so many strides and so much happening that our people did, and that can be shown through in the fact that even today, a lot of our families in the South still have at least some, one or two, some acres of the land that their ancestors or grandparents bought when they had the opportunity to. So that's really beautiful. I see Sister Shahida. So yes, Sister Shahida.
Yes, ma'am. I was just gonna say, yeah, I know this.
Oh, you're muted. Sister
I
Shahida, you
apologize.
okay.
I don't know how that happened. I was gonna say, I know that this is feasible for us to do either in the States or even out there, you know, because there's a few people, just by a few people's examples, like, you know, like for instance, like even Brother Ben, you know, he already
Yeah,
had got
true.
some things started, and Brother Yaki, I mean Dr. Yaki, you know, he like he when he started, he was like, look, all right, even if he was like, when he was first trying to get the healing house together, he was like, even if you first he was like, yeah, I need some nurses. And he was like, even if you an MA, and he was like, you know what, we'll cross train you and we'll show you how to do it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like not only just like, okay, you can come there and get help with whatever your precondition that you got diagnosed with, but also it's like some more little houses surrounding it. He was trying to create the village like how Dr. Sabi have, but like, you know, but add on to it. But I'm like, yeah, that's very feasible because again, like it's like we come together and pull our resources, but I know it seems like something that's hard, but it's not. It's like the same way our people when we came into this, I would say when we got surrounded around this hostile society and culture that they created, and then we sat around it, and then we had, you know, adapted to it. It's the same way in reverse that we can do because it's actually in our nature. So we really gonna hop up even better. And then just to know that it's like, I like the fact that he put it out there, like, yeah, like, you know, it's a it's a doctor there, and then, you know, it's stuff that it's, you know, we got vegetation around us and even medicinal things. So it's like, so that lets you know right there, not just there for somebody to come out their house and just pick. Like, evidently, everybody has to be accountable for, okay, well, you can, you replant this or you water this or I don't know, something is scheduled, to make everybody to be involved with it. And so we got so many people that do like, these community gardens and all of that. So it's like everybody's already in the mind. It just got to be in the mindset of, okay, not only let's just buy land for, for a couple of individuals or for yourself to have, but let's buy, let's come together on land and let's, put these houses on. I never really hear too many people talk about. I mean, I seen like one of the brothers that was at the mosque. I forgot his name, but the Oakland mosque. But he came together and they did those little tiny homes out there in West Oakland.
Okay.
So it's like, everybody has their mind, but that's the importance of us coming together, because you got one person like, oh, I can get this land just for a community garden. There's somebody like, oh, I can get this. It's like we can all together, like, put it together, and it's very feasible. And it's just a matter of, because our people are very talented in multi ways. So it's like, it's not like one person only got one way to get funding. I think it's just a matter of the like minds coming together, and then I think the understanding has to come first. I mean, well, not first, but the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding has to come in effect, and then people can only become knowledgeable if they want to, get their minds open and understand why would this be important to them.
Yeah.
And I guess those connected to them, but it's just, I think the only thing that makes it so kind of tough is that a lot of our people see each other as like strangers and not understanding that it's like, hey, we brothers and sisters. And some people are like, I don't know that person's name. Like, keep it solid. You don't even know your own name. You under the slave master name. So the not knowing the name and not seeing the face, that shouldn't even bother you. But for some reason, this world got it so messed up that people really trip on that. And I think like once, that can, some kind of way, if that can be aside, people could put that, then it could definitely be done. But it's not like nobody haven't tried. But like you were saying, like, don't have to reinvent the wheel or anything. But it's just like how you presented it. I think if more people seen this, they would be like, wow, because the first thing everybody usually thinks when they like, oh, I'm gonna go to Africa, I'm gonna go here or there, they think individually, like, I'm gonna buy me a house. But they don't think like, let's get this big land so we can get big, like kind of like how Boosie did. Boosie just bought a whole bunch of land, but then he just gave his mom like 60 acres and bought her a house. And like, you got this, and then he bought his daughter and son another, let them have this amount of acres and this, it's like, I mean, some people is doing it, but it's just like you said, we just gotta be collective. I think that's the only thing. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Good teaching. Good teaching. Yeah, that's I think Boosie, he's building that community for his family. So like, he's just gonna keep on going. He did his mom's house, his children's house, and he's gonna keep going with the rest of his family. But yeah, that's excellent, excellent, good teaching. Yes, Ricardo?
So yeah, I would just want to add, the sister touched on a lot of it. Um, she didn't use the terminology, but sweat equity is what I wanted to bring up, because some of us have resources like financially to put in, because we do need monetary, but other of us have skill sets. Or we might not have enough skill sets. We have a construction guy, he needs some labor, like he need to move these bags and help him move this bucket, all this kind of stuff. And so you can have, when I was doing a cooperative with the music thing, there was fees for monthly, but you also can have sweat equity. You come and you work the show, or you have equipment, and you could. So there's ways to barter things. And also, the last thing, there are at least 10 to 20 communities I've seen. One is in Atlanta. They bought a bunch of houses, and they did this in Atlanta, and it's a closed community. And the last thing I want to say, we've already built cities, and they've been destroyed. We've already built cities with car companies, train companies, lawyers, doctors, everything we need all there. But this time we have to learn how to protect it. We will not come with violence as a first thing, but we gotta know how to protect ourselves and not make it so easy to take over. And it might be a system where a little bit here is, 20, 30 over here, 20, 30 over here. So you just can't easily destroy it because it's so scattered, and then we can bring our resources together real quick on the defense front. So that's all I want to say.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's so true. And that's a great reminder too that we had cities and they were attacked. And that's the beauty of what we have here at BUCU because we asked the demise as a security specialist. Imani worked in security for a long time. So we have the experience. We have people who've done research on repatriating. Brother Shabbat has land that he's owning, managing, and building on. So all of this experience aids us. And I think that will make us be successful, especially when we branch out and we reach out to more people who have more experience. We had a sister on the line, Sister Yamina, who also is looking into purchasing land. So we're just blessed. But I think that one of the important things is knowing that we have everything that we need. We also have the knowledge and the experience that we need. And that as we once we are ready, we can start here. If we start our land committee was perfectly, we can do soon, and then we can purchase some land that can have some tiny homes on it, and we can have a community garden, and we can do those things here as we prepare to exit. Because it really, the United States is really continuing their evil across the world. And the idea that won't be returned back to the United States is just outrageous. Them in Israel are just going everywhere, continuing to do evil things. And so Iran already has said before in the 1980s, I believe, it was 1970s, when Iran took the hostages. They took 44 U.S. citizens hostages, and they let all the Black people go. They said the Black people and the women can go, and they held just the white hostages that they had. The United States said that was political theater, but I don't believe that it was. I believe they truly don't see Black people in America as culpable to the United States crimes. And they repeated that same sentiment recently in their back and forth with the United States. And that's real. However, we do know that if we remain in this country and someone is able to attack this country, there's no differentiating there. So what we have to do is exit out of here as the United States gets its just due. Those who are, smart enough to have that foresight can prepare, and that's what we want to do: prepare, help our people understand the importance of the Exodus. Eventually, if you want to stay here, you don't think that that's real, then that's fine too. At least have a safe space, some land somewhere here that's out of the cities, out of the crowded areas, where you and your family and community can be safe. And also prepare to head on over to Africa or somewhere else that isn't America. I think that's Ricardo with his hand up again, and then we'll go to Sister Francine. If that's Ricardo with that. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know it. I'm sorry.
No, okay. Okay, yes, Sister Francine.
Yes, I just wanted to say that we were told about the Alamo is a big lie. That was an area that was already in Mexican territory, and the Confederates were coming across, and they were they didn't like the Mexican territory because if the Black slaves reached Mexican territory, they were automatically freed. So before the fighting commenced about the over the Alamo, anybody who was trying to protect the Alamo was part of the white supremacy and the slavery system. So all those heroic movies they made with John Wayne and stuff like that are just not true. There were people that wanted to keep keep slavery going. And the Mexicans had already fought their war, and they freed all their people from the European imperialism. And so any black slave that reached Mexican territory was automatically freed. And that's the other thing that the Confederates or the people, slaveholders, did not like, is if they even crossed their territory, the slaves were set free. They could just run away, and that was it. So that was the reason why they were trying to capture that territory, so that slaves could be, so that law wouldn't be in effect.
Yeah.
So they did that before. So that's the point I wanted to make, is the Iranian people releasing black people. That was done before. And see, the people in Europe and abroad, they know our history more than we know our history, because our schools are already indoctrinated, and that's why we don't learn these true stories. You know, such as the first president of Mexico was a black man. He was also, I don't know if he was an aristocrat or whatever, but he led led their wars across Mexico so that their people could be freed. The only problem that they had, they noticed when Ali Mazrui, African, who did some research, he said the only problem is when they they kind of homogenized everybody afterwards. So an African is an African, you know, a Native American is a Native American, and they kind of homogenize people. And then later they noticed that went caused regions that were African in Mexico to be, well, they got re-influenced, you know, or what do you call it, re-indoctrinated. And so they started to look upon, you know, black skin as something less than, and not, you know, one people. So they homogenized people, and they didn't teach them a history. So it's dangerous not to teach people their history. So it's true, so that you have possibly less chances of it repeating. And that's what this regime is involved in, taking books off shelves, trying to change the African American Museum, supposedly exhibits that are supposedly offensive to Trump, removing those, and they've been removing monuments or plaques and stuff like that, and they're putting them, I see on the internet, they're putting them back because there's no, they're leaving people to do the indoctrination, remove plaques that are offensive. So then the people have to guess at what's offensive or not. So they started taking away a lot of plaques about these national forests and the people that were the original people that were there. And now they're, you know, there are court orders for them to put it back, or their executive directors are telling them to put it back because they don't have any information from the Trump administration saying which plaques are offensive and why are they offensive, and stuff like that. So they're trying to reshape the whole nation, and it's, you know, of course, outrageous.
It is. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I have seen that report and the videos of them taking the plaques down, a judge ordering them to put them back up. They did the same thing when they removed the declaration of Juneteenth as a federal holiday. So now you can't go to national parks and such for free on that day. And those things in reality don't truly affect us. The United States only recognized Juneteenth, in like 2020. However, for as long as I can remember, the Black community has been celebrating Juneteenth from when I was a very small child. I remember go over there to the park, Nicholas Park in Richmond, and there's a Juneteenth festival. So we never needed, you know, the government to give us the okay. And that's not really something that we fight for, but they do throw those things up and then they rip them down and try to have it as a symbol that, hey, you don't have it anymore. We absolutely do, but y'all don't have it anymore. And that's going to have a negative effect on your children and your country for y'all not to teach our history. But we definitely going to continue to teach our history. And they want Black Americans to feel isolated. So that's why with the Iran thing, that's why they said, hey, that was just political theater. That wasn't real, basically, is what they wanted to tell the American public. That wasn't real. And they continue to do that. They want Black Americans to feel isolated, not only from the Black diaspora, but also just from every other nation in the world who, like Sister Francine said, actually sees us for who we are and recognizes us outside of the United States and its crimes to humanity. So that's very important. Yes, Brother Shabbat.
Yes.
Really quick, I wanted to add to what Ansar Africa said about Black parents being present when their children are educating themselves. They did a study that Black boys, when their fathers, even if they just sit in the room while they do their homework, that they notice that their scores go up. They don't have to read to them. They don't have to do anything, but just sit. If they just sit in the room, their presence, their very presence, ups their child's intelligence. Just being in the room. So, I mean, of course, other things are add to that, the reading and helping them do their homework and stuff like that. But that, I thought that was pretty deep. All they have to do is sit in the room. Fathers, and that's just not just Black fathers, but fathers, period. If you just sit in the room while your child is doing their homework, there's a higher chance that they will, their education will be higher. So they didn't say anything about the women, but I don't know what that would be. But anyway.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Shabbat.
Yes. What I wanted to say was that J. Edgar Hoover said a long time ago that the biggest threat to America's country is allowing a Black Messiah to rise. They don't mind a Black man picking up a gun because they could do so much to him, they could even kill him. But you can't kill a message. You can't kill a vision because they continue to rise. And with a Black Messiah, and that's what it is. So when they separate us with the old divide and conquer states, that's still taking place amongst too many of our own peoples right now today, is one of the biggest battles that we're facing. Even when individuals don't see that as a battle or even as a thing, is what we do. Because you go walk outside your door, somebody down, and they will tell you things you will put on the table about the people. Like, I don't know them peoples. I don't know her name, his name. Look, that's an African name. Man, that ain't okay. That ain't my name. No, but you got a slave master name, like the sister said earlier. But you rather, that you've been so indoctrinated, you rather something that you have grown to know as something that you have out here, whatever it may be, start from a generational knowledge. It, grade or what have you, you go all the way up to middle school and continue that way. When they start teaching, they can see the change and why we was semi-enforcing this change to bring us back to our original being. Because it's a beautiful saying that to know thou history. That's why they always attempt to keep it from us. Like Sister Francine said a moment ago, the people's Europeans in France, Europe, I be better than most of us. Because taught that so that keep us from knowing us. There are bronze statues and men that were stolen from models, and they're just not starting to act like the prince. Well, after his mother's death, the brother told him, all that you have in the museum belongs to us, the bronze statues and all of that. Give that back. Some of them are giving it back, some of them won't. They was mad because he bowed to him. But look at the Pope. The Pope got the kiss. He was in a meeting, I think, about like a year and a half ago with 6 African leaders. He bowed down to kiss all of them feet. The last one refused to allow him to kiss his feet. Which I love when I see him. Like, you ain't even good enough to kiss my back away from me. He just said, no, I want your pity. I want what's owed to me. Mine's, give me mine's back. That's how I perceive it. I just wanted to put that on the table because I know we kind of at that point in the day. So I'm not gonna hold anybody else up because I didn't spoke a couple of times. Thank you. Salaam alaikum, sis.
Yes, sir. Walaikum salam. No, that was excellent. And that's very true. We have to know that history and we have to teach that history to our children. And the more that the United States government, they're taking that history out of the public school system. But we've known for a long time that we need to be educating our own youth. And they're not only taking it out the school system, they're outlawing teaching it because a lot of teachers can make their own curriculum. But even if you can make your own curriculum, if they say no, but you can't teach that, then you can't add it to your curriculum. So a lot of Black teachers who would add some of these things to their curriculums now are learning that with the outlawing of critical race theory, the banning of books, they literally cannot teach on certain things. There was a young Black girl who was supposed to do a history paper on one of her heroes, and she chose Bessie Coleman, the Black woman pilot. And her teacher told her, yeah, you can't do Bessie Coleman. She's not a hero. And the little Black girl was like, first of all, this supposed to be a hero to me. Secondly, you don't know who Bessie Coleman is. And thirdly, how disrespectful. So fortunately, that school district is run, has a lot of Black people on the board. So the school district invited her to do her history presentation to the entire school district. But this is what your children, this is what we put our children in, the situation that they have to be in when we put them in public school. That young girl should not have even have been presented with that, because now she has to navigate a world that tells her that the first Black woman pilot isn't a hero. So we have to educate our own youth and teach our own children this amazing history that we have. Here in the United States and worldwide, we want to teach our children the history of Black people in Jamaica and Haiti, of course, in Africa, all over the world. We have a rich history. So yes, any other input on the repatriation, what we've seen as far as the video? I think as Scribe said earlier that a lot of times we think some of these things are hard, but once we see like it's happening, people are doing it and it's not difficult. It's something that you can do and can be successful at. And so any other input on what we're seeing with the possibilities of Exodus and actually purchasing land and building on that land and land that's fully sustainable. I think that's something we should think about more and more, meaning that you have solar panels. How do you deal with your water? All of that. So we'll open the line for more input if anyone wants to share. Okay, well, we are at our time. It is 5:36. And so we are going to land this beautiful ship. We had a great, great meeting today. We're so thankful for everyone that got on the line to share with us. We're so thankful to have the connection with Brother Bilal and connecting with more organizations within our community that are doing this great work. And we are going to be back. We have a project due this weekend, so we're going to be postponing the grant meeting to next week. We have a few projects due this week, so we're going to be pretty busy tomorrow. So we're going to postpone our grant meeting to next week. And we have 2 grants that we're working on. There's an artist grant, and then there's a grant for events, just a regular, need funding for general operation. And so we're going to be working on those 2 grants once we get back together. And we'll see everyone next Tuesday. So we're going to land this beautiful ship. We pray that everyone continues to have a beautiful day. Again, the sun is out and getting some vitamin D is very important for us as Black people. So let's go get in the sun. And I pray that everyone has a blessed day. And with that, we are going to remain open in the name of the one true God. We know him by many names. We thank him for coming to us throughout time, for sending us his prophets. We thank him for Moses and the Torah, for Jesus and the gospel, for Prophet Muhammad and the Holy Quran. We thank him for sending the liberators who prepared the way for his coming, like Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. We can never thank him enough for coming in the person of Master Wallace Sefar Muhammad, raising and sending his messenger, the glorious Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, their raising of their national representative, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, and their return in and through their royal robe and remote control unit, Ansar Muhammad, the Select One, the Allah Master J-Man, We are thankful for this program, BUCU, for our amazing, beautiful members, and for all of the work that we are continuing to do. And we look forward to the tangible, like Scribe was saying, make it actionable, the actionable work that we're doing together in our communities. And with that, we'll say, Sajab Allahu, Assalamu alaikum, peace, Black love, and Black unity. And we'll see you all next week.
Assalamu alaikum, all the above.
Walaikum salam.
Salam.
Peace. Recording.